Firing. He's going for Landry down by the end zone. A tumbling catch for a touchdown. He's to the 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Is this how it feels to win?
Survivors episode 33. We are back. We just lost. It's bullshit. It's pain. This is terrible. Everything sucks. I am beside myself in agony. Greg's here.
Hey, how you doing today? Happy to sit here after another Browns rough loss. One that we're going to wish we had quite a few plays back. We kind of gave it away yet again today.
Browns lose 32-28, fall to 2-4, 0-3 at home. We can go into the break mercifully, maybe. Probably now you got 2 weeks to think about this bullshit that we just watched. 4 turnovers, that's awesome. 9 penalties, that's awesome.
The offense actually was doing some things in this game.
For a change.
And then, we just found ways to shoot ourselves in the foot, per usual.
The officiating sucked my balls.
I've never seen some officiate. I don't know, man. It's a head scratcher. And sometimes you go, well, do I just have like a home bias? You know, am I just thinking, am I just saying this because I'm a Browns fan and I obviously want the calls all to go our way? But I watch all these games. I don't ever see this many calls go against the Browns one way or the other. Like where it's just like, how does that go? It doesn't even make sense, some of these calls. And I hate blaming anything on the officials, but man, like there's some calls here where you're just going, what? Where? What are they calling there? It's nothing.
I don't know. The one I'm most mad about is the Landry illegal crackback or illegal blindside, whatever they call that.
Mm-hmm.
How about the catch by Metcalf that's not a catch at the end of the fucking game?
Yeah, well, you don't have any challenges. You have no timeout. So that means the official has to get it right. It's not to the 2-minute warning yet. So the official actually has to do his job and get it correct.
Oh, good luck.
The ball is laying out of bounds. It's laying on the sideline, and the guy he's not even questioning how the ball got there. He doesn't even care that the ball's laying on the ground. He's just saying that's a catch.
Gave 0 fucks. First down, that's game over, basically.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you did have a chance to actually stop the running game, and then you just get pounded right over. So, again, the defense from a run point or run vantage got absolutely annihilated. They couldn't stop anybody today. You can run it right down our defense's throat. We're not going to stop you. I mean, we are just built to try to have a lead. If we have a lead, it's problems for you because we're going to be able to get after the quarterback. But if you're beating us and you're going to be able to run your power run game, good luck. You can get 4 or 5 yards at will against our defense.
Yeah, it's like no problem. Tackling shit, coverage.
Oh, I can't wait to see the missed tackles. The amount of those 35. What's 35's name for us? Yeah, I think he at one point they said he's leading the team in tackles. I saw he could have had 40 tackles in today because he at least missed 20. All right, that's an over an exaggeration, but he missed a few.
Yeah, well, he had 9, so I don't know. I don't know if he missed 9.
Yeah, it was Randall. He can't tackle at all. Let's just jump right into this game. Let's go through it. It was the Browns played good in some parts of it, right? There's things that they did today that you can build off of, but you got to quit. You can't turn the ball over 4 times and expect to win a game. You can't be -3 in turnover margin and win a game in the National Football League. It just doesn't work that way.
How many fucking receivers are going to drop balls that get caught by the defense? I've never seen so many tipped balls get picked off.
Yeah.
Every ball that gets tipped gets picked.
You can argue that a couple of those throws were behind the receivers, but these are balls that are hitting hands that you have to make. The one to Landry, now that one's on Baker. I don't even think he should throw that ball. But if he does put it out in front of Landry, there's an opportunity there. But that's a tight window throw that he's trying to make. I don't think
throw 98% of the time bounces off Landry's hands and goes incomplete. Like it seems like no matter where the ball bounces, off a
Yeah,
receiver's hands, it gets picked. It's incredible.
And that's it's been that luck for, I mean, Baker's what? He's got 11 or 12 interceptions already?
Yeah, 12 picks.
Can you believe that? 12 picks right now, and we're 6 games into the season?
Yeah.
Can you believe that? It doesn't even make sense. How is he?
11,
I don't
I'm sorry.
understand.
It's 11.
Okay, well, still, it's bad enough.
12 turnovers with the fumble last week. All right, yeah, let's go through the game.
All right, let's do it. We received the ball. Did we win the
No, we
coin
lost.
flip?
We lost a toss. They deferred, and then Hilliard returned it to the Seattle 23. Nice return. First time since probably Cribbs was here that we had like a good return on a kickoff.
Yeah, there's been a sporadic one here or there. But yeah, he did a nice job. And guess what? We capitalized on it. So you take advantage when good things happen. You find a way to punch it into the end zone, and they did. So it only took them a couple plays. OBJ had a 5-yard. Well, actually, there was a flag on offsides on that first play, so they didn't even. Yeah. OBJ didn't even get the 5-yard catch, and then Farrell Brown with a 9-yard catch. I think that was his only of the game, right?
It was Farrell Brown 1 catch, 9 yards on 1 target.
And then Chubb runs it in from the 7-yard line. So you get good field position. You take advantage of it. People want to see more Chubb in the red zone. Seems like that's been something that's working. Throwing the ball to this point has not been good. But you got to be more efficient as a passing unit when you get inside the 20-yard line. They got to figure out a way to start completing passes. And they're not. They're running the ball well, but you can't just, everybody says just run the ball three times until you have to kick the field goal or whatever if you can't throw it. But you can't do that and win games in the NFL. You have to be able to throw the ball. You want to be able to do both. You want to be efficient in both. And right now you're efficient as a running team in the red zone, but you are absolutely horrendous as a passing team in the red zone.
Yeah, it's a passing league. If you can't pass, then wrap it up. I mean, you can hand the ball to Chubb and hope that he scores, or you can hope that he gets first downs, but it's a passing league, so learn how to pass.
Exactly. So then we kick off. They start their drive from the 25. Right off the bat, you got 2nd down and 5. Who is this guy? Ballore? The fullback?
Yeah. His 1 catch for 20
Never
yards.
Heard of him. Never. Nick Ballore is wide open as a fullback, wide open, which we saw numerous times today. The secondary really needs to get Ward and Greedy in there. We're missing them bad, and we were thinking today was going to be the day that they got in there. They're going to give them the extra week. Next week's the bye week, so it gives you 2 weeks. If they don't come back after that, people need to start rioting.
Yeah, Greedy already had posted on social media that he's coming back after the bye. So they must have been close, and they just held him out, like you said, 1 more week. Hamstrings are nonsense, and they don't heal well. But whatever. All right, they're not in there. So you're also paying these other fucks to play. Carey, free agent acquisition. Terrence Mitchell, free agent acquisition. Demarius Randall's getting paid. Cover somebody. Morgan Burnett's getting paid. Murray's getting paid. These dudes are all free agent acquisitions. We didn't draft any of these people.
Yeah, Mitchell, it'll be interesting when you go back and look at it. I thought they just picked on TJ Carey. I don't know if I saw Mitchell necessarily getting roasted, but it was like if you need to complete a pass and you want a first down, who's TJ Carey guarding? And
Metcalf
we've talked about
most
that.
of the time.
And
giving up easy out patterns to DK Metcalf, running out patterns on you. Okay.
Yeah, but because TJ Carey can't. I mean, I'm telling you, he can't move. Like, if he's not playing in the slot, which I don't know, he's not even good in the first place. But that's been the only place where he's been adequate. When every time they put him on the outside, he's got abused. He can't be out there. But you're shorthanded, so you're stuck with it. It's not what you want to do. This is just what you have to do at this moment, and it's not working. I mean, he got abused all day. When his PFF grade comes out, I imagine it's going to be very low in the coverage grade, anyways. Yeah, so Ballore goes for 20. Then it's Chris Carson, his first run of the game, 8 yards. Might have been his second one. And then they get to 3rd down and 2. 3 play. DK Metcalf, and guess who's covering him? TJ Carey on that. Picks up 30. He stiff arms him into the ground, if I recall. It's just a quick slant. There's nothing to that route. You're playing 8 yards off. He's just running a quick slant right in front of you. 3rd down and 2. Why are we giving that kind of why are we giving you that kind of space? It's questionable. Terrible coverage. And that takes the ball down to the 12-yard line. Then they had a false start. Fetty was the perpetrator there. Put the ball back on the 17. Browns dial up the blitz on 2nd and 14, and Wilson runs up the middle for a touchdown. So a couple plays later, just wide open when the Browns got a little outside blitz going, man coverage on all the route runners. Everybody's got their back turns. Russell Wilson recognizes it. Russell Wilson, how good is he? You know, I mean, this guy's a hell of a player. He recognizes it, runs right up the middle for a touchdown.
Yeah, amazing play.
Not bad. I mean, it is my fantasy quarterback, so I'm happy to take away. I had a nice day out of the guy, but
right.
you hate to see it. You hate to see your team get worked. But that's Russell Wilson. So we knew coming into this game, you're going to have a hell of a time slowing this guy down. He doesn't make mistakes. He's an accurate thrower. He gets out of bad situations, and he did that all day. He kept them. He kept that offense efficient, right?
Yeah.
And we just couldn't find a way to stop him in the end. But Russell Wilson did exactly what we thought he was going to do. He is who we thought he was.
Russell Wilson, 23 of 33, 295 yards, 2 touchdowns. He ran 9 times for 31 yards and a score.
And it's like every decision's the right decision for him. He's never making. He's like, I got to get out of this pocket. It's always at the right time. I gotta throw this ball away because there's nobody open. The pressure's coming quickly. Just throw it away. It's always the right decision. He's on a different level. I mean, he's got years on Baker right now, so we're hoping Baker will be there one day.
Yeah, one of the best in the league.
No doubt about it. So then we get the ball back, 8:46 in the first quarter on the 31-yard line, and we get a nice solid drive here, 69 yards, and actually score a touchdown. We started off the drive, Nick Chubb, 4-yard run. Then Callaway, who bounced back. I mean, he didn't have a huge game. He had 2 catches for 22 yards, but he didn't make any fatal mistakes today.
Yeah.
But he catches, what was that, like 13, 14-yarder there, whatever it was.
Yeah,
on the
slant.
Yep, same thing, quick
Nice
slant.
catch. Then Browns went tempo here at their own 48.
Why didn't we run more of that later?
We did.
Is it because Baker?
I started to write it down where we were running tempo, and it didn't really carry over. So
Yeah, I didn't notice very much of it. And maybe it had a little bit to do. I mean, once Baker was showing some signs of having an injury, it seemed like the offense was starting to sputter. But he was slinging it early.
Yeah,
he was slinging it early. Yeah. So after that quick slant, Nick Chubb catches I think a screen on the next play for 6.
Check down.
And then check down. And then we got 2nd down and 4, OBJ for 5 on a quick out. That will get you a first down. First down, then after that, another quick pass to Landry. So everything was like, all right, we're running our tempo. We're getting the ball out of Baker's hands quick. It was looking good, right?
Yeah.
Then we went incomplete down the left side. We took a little shot to Callaway, tried to hit the back shoulder. Didn't quite work out. He got a hand on it, but it didn't work out. And then it was 3rd down at that point, and OBJ drops what would have been a first down on 3rd and 7. Hit him right in the hands. That's a ball he's got to catch. But so we don't make the play, and Freddie goes, we're going for it. Freddie's
motherfucking Kitchens.
Yeah, he's getting it done. Like, he's making the right decisions when it comes to these 4th downs. People wanted him to kick that field goal that late in the game. When we get there, we'll talk about it. But Freddie's not afraid of going for it on 4th down, as you should. All the analytics are with you. You need to score 7 points in these games. You can't just be satisfied with 3.
Right. So 4th and 7, going for it.
Yep, go for it. And Baker buys a little bit of time. Landry finds some opening, and Baker throws a dart. Landry ends up for a 27-yard gain, first down to the 12-yard line. And it was 2 plays later where Baker sort of does the same thing what Wilson did on his drive, where the defense is forgetting about the quarterback. Lane opens up, and he runs right up there, gets a 10-yard touchdown run. So good decision making by Baker early on for sure.
Yeah, Baker 4 carries, 35 yards, and that score.
Yeah, people wanted to see him run.
14-6.
Runs a little bit more and gets injured. So they get the ball back. Now I'm just going to sort of skip this one. Miles did have sack number 8 on this drive, and then they ended up punting. They had nothing major. Is there anything you want to cover on the next drive?
Just that when you get a sack, that ruins drives.
Yes, it is back. The drive crusher himself, Myles Garrett. So if it's fun, like I realize that you can go on like social media and find a comment about anything, but the amount of comments about when is Myles Garrett going to do stuff is you should never see it. But why do I see it all the time? Is Myles Garrett going to do something? What do you want from these people? What can he possibly do that you'll finally be impressed with Myles Garrett? What does he need to do? Does he need to have 50 sacks in a year, or would you still go? He's just, well, I was expecting more out of a first-round pick.
2 sacks on the day, 2 tackles for loss, 3 quarterback hits. When the PFF numbers come out, he's going to have a bunch of hurries. I don't know. I'm not sure what he's supposed to do. 5 tackles, 3 solos.
He's just not good enough. The first overall pick, you expect more.
All he's there is to end a drive. You get 10 or 12 drives a game, and you need him to end 2 of them per game.
Which he did, yes. So they end up punting, and then we have another long drive. Well, long as in yardage, but very short as in time.
It was over at our own 7.
Yeah, it took over our own 7. There was like maybe a minute 20 in the first quarter on the clock. First down, OBJ for an 8-yard gain, and then it's second down and 2. And Chubb goes right out. I want to see who the blocking was perfection on that one. The run, for as much as I hate on these guys in pass blocking, they've been pretty good run blocking this year.
Yeah,
right.
I just have a couple questions about some of the setups. Some of the run setups, but yeah, they've been good. Chubb, 20 carries, 122 yards, 2 scores. That's a 6.1 average. What do you want?
But that's exactly what I want. That's what I want. You say 20 carries, 122 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I'm like, fuck yeah, we're doing it right.
Generally,
we're doing it right.
We won that game.
Yeah, well, 4 turnovers. It all comes down to turnovers, right? I mean, you can't lose a turnover battle like that. So anyways, Nick Chubb goes 52 yards, and really, one more step, and he's probably gone there. Mm-hmm. Impressive. And then it was the very next play, Ricky Seals-Jones. This was a nice call. Now, this was you're playing. You took advantage of the fact that Seattle loves to play their linebackers so much, 3 linebackers, and you took advantage of them in coverage here with Ricky Seals-Jones. He gets in behind. It might have been what's the tax evasion guy?
Kendricks.
Thank you. Michael Kendricks. It might have been him who...
Hilarious that is what you know him by. Instead of his name.
It's not even tax evasion. It was some kind of insider trading. What am I even talking about?
Some white-collar bullshit, yeah.
Yeah, some white-collar nonsense. But yeah, Ricky Seals-Jones, wide open, easy pitch and catch, 31 yards. And then the extra point, no good here. And I forgot to mention that Seattle had missed their extra point.
Yeah. So 20-6 at this point with a weird, there was some weird swirling wind down there in the dog pound side.
So our buddy Zach was at the game, and before the game even started, he's like, wind is swirling down here. So that was confirmed by people on site.
Okay. So beginning of the second quarter, Seattle takes over.
Yeah, they started at 25. What's here? I have 2 penalties here.
They had an offensive hold that made it 1st and 19, then a false start made it 1st and 24. So I kind of thought we were getting out of this drive as well.
As we should have. So, you get 2 penalties. You get to 1st and 24. Carson, they run, for 2 yards. Mac Wilson actually makes a nice play there if you go back and watch that. And then it's second down and 22, and Tyler Lockett gets open for a 20-yard gain. And, of course, touching the quarterback here, Ogunjobi, just a normal.
Yeah.
You're rushing at the guy, and everybody say, well, you can't do that. But, okay, I don't even know what to say about these anymore, right? Because you can't do them, but at the same time, you're 300 pounds and you're running full speed at somebody. How are you going to hold up and not hit this guy in this situation? So you just don't. You don't try to crush him. You just hit him. A normal hit. It's not like he annihilated him or anything. And you're calling a penalty. He doesn't hit him in the head. He doesn't hit him low. He hits him right where he's supposed to. Still a penalty.
Right.
I don't know.
Doesn't wrap him up. Doesn't put body weight on him. Doesn't. Yeah. He just kind of pushed him. So
it's like a jostle. It's like I'm just gonna put my body into your body, and then it's. I don't know what you want from these freaking guys, NFL. It's almost unwatchable at this point. I mean, it's bad enough that our team sucks right now, and then you got these terrible rules, just god-awful rule after rule that you're ruining the game. It's the one thing I like to do every Sunday. Just sit down, enjoy a nice football game without you, the officials in the NFL, by over officiating this nonsense, ruining our good time. Just let them play football. I mean, come on, man. Anyway, so that
takes
gets
it
the
down
first
to
down.
the Cleveland 48.
Yeah, that got the first down. And then we second down and 3, Chris Carson's stiff arms Morgan Burnett. What do they say? If you dig a hole at the beach, you can get to China if you go deep enough. Well, Morgan Burnett might have ended up in China after he got stiff armed into the ground there.
Support Hong Kong.
Yeah, Chris Carson.
Boycott the podcast. Don't give a fuck.
Chris Carson, by the way, is known for making people miss. That's, I mean, if you look at his numbers of broken tackles every year, he's right among the lead leaders. Again, he showed it today. People could not bring him down. The guy, he's just a tough runner, and the Browns struggled at trying to get him down.
He is
not surprised.
24 carries, 124 yards, and a score. He also added 4 catches on 4 targets for 35 yards.
Yeah, very solid game. And there was no Rashad Penny today, so he got a lot more carries than what he didn't have to give any up, really. Couple to Procise, and they probably regret having Procise in there at all. So that picked up, that was, 12 or 15 yards when he stiffed arm Morgan Burnett. I don't even know what it was, but second down and 6, and Randall on the safety blitz sacks Wilson. It's only a -2 loss, but it brings up a longer third down and 8, and they throw an incomplete and settle for a 38-yard field goal, which makes the score 20-9 with 10 minutes and 46 seconds on the clock.
20-9. Browns getting the ball back at their own 25.
And we do. Yep, 3 and out. 3 and out. You can. This time Odell actually gets open on third down and 9. Baker makes a bad throw.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Still like to see him catch that.
Yeah, but that one's hot. Like, you're coming right out of your break and it's on your back shoulder. That's a bad. Baker's got to throw a better ball there. The first one, no doubt about it, was OBJ's fault. This one I'm going to put on Baker 100%.
Agreed. Yeah, and also OBJ's going to be wide open. Just take your time, Baker. We'll
go back and check it out. Maybe he was getting a little pressure. I don't recall what the line was like at that moment.
It wasn't that bad. He definitely could have made a better throw. The throwing lane was open, is what I'm trying to say. Whether you threw it then or you threw it, 0.2 seconds later, the lane was there.
Regardless, we have to punt, and it ends up being a catastrophe.
Blocked.
As David Moore gets through the middle. Looked like a good call by Seattle. I'm not sure how the Browns were supposed to block that, because they did like a little stunt, looped around a guy. David Moore gets in there and blocks the punt, and then they end up starting their drive from the 20-yard line. And it started off with Wilson taking like a design quarterback run. He loses 7. So, hey, this is good. Get a -7 on first down. Second down and 17. They fake the pitch. They boot it. They run the boot. And here's DK Metcalf wide open. And you couldn't be any more wide open.
Again, yeah.
Yeah, he could have sat down, had a picnic, ate a sandwich, caught the ball, got back up, and still ran for 5 yards. There was nobody around him. That got him down to first and goal at the 7. Carson goes for 3. Second and goal from the 4. Wilson for 2. Third and goal from the 2, and it's an incomplete pass to Jerron Brown. They had to settle for a 20-yard field goal. So then you go, okay, well, you only give up 3 points there. That's sort of a win. After a block field goal, you'll be happy with that as a defensive coordinator or Freddie.
Sure. Yeah. 20-12.
20-12. So we get the ball back. 7:25 in the second quarter, 25-yard line. We start this drive. Ricky Seals-Jones for 10 yards. What did he have? 3 catches today? 3 catches, 47 yards, and 1 touchdown on 6 targets. So he's by far he's the only competent receiver we have at tight end right now, right?
Yes.
So he's doing good. I'm happy that he's here. That was actually a nice little acquisition. Not that you couldn't have done the same thing sort of with the Valve, really, but Ricky Seals-Jones looks like a really like a natural catcher of the ball. He looks good so far. So I'd be happy when David Njoku comes back to still be seeing Njoku, Ricky Seals-Jones, and I don't care what you do with the other 2.
Yeah, agreed.
Those are your blockers. But I don't think you want to go away 100% from Ricky Seals-Jones once Njoku gets back in here. So he picks up the first on first down, and then OBJ with an 18-yard gain on the very next play.
Great catch.
Was it?
Yeah.
It was spectacular.
Was that the one that was real low?
Oh, yeah, that was. Okay. Yep.
Nice catch.
Yeah, that was not a good ball, but again, OBJ comes up with it. That's the thing with Baker right now. It's like he's just missing by a little bit. You know, he's still accurate. He's putting the ball where it needs to go. He's not throwing it. This is not like Josh Allen stuff where I'm just throwing it 10 yards over your head.
Right.
It's in the strike zone, but it's working the corners of it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so after the first down, we went incomplete, and then it was second down and 10, and we tried to do the quick throw to OBJ, and not only does he run into the defender, does whoever's the receiver on his side, do they run into one another there?
I think
I want to go back. Yeah. So again, it's like spacing, timing, all the things that the really good offenses have perfected. The Browns continue to struggle. It is like attention to detail that is killing us at this point. And I think when it comes to those kind of things where mistakes are continuously being made, that's coaching, is it not?
Yeah, I would agree there. And also, it's Odell Beckham Jr. He doesn't need a pick. Let him get open. Let him do it himself. He can make one stutter step and cut in front of the defender.
That's just a run of the mill play. I mean, that's a typical play that you run in the NFL. Like all these teams run pick plays, right? It just shouldn't be this hard. The execution is just terrible on this kind of stuff.
I mean, I understand they run it. I don't think if I'm going to do a Beckham slant, I'm going to do it. Yeah. Either he's in the slot or he's on his own side. I don't need him to have somebody else help him get open.
Yeah.
They also threw it to him 3 times in a row there, so I don't know. Were they forcing it in there? What was going on there?
Well, the play before was the RPO. The linebacker's in the way. Really, he was open. It's just the way that they defended it. Baker had to hold it for a second, and then doesn't get to make the throw that he wants. But no, I mean he was open. Like he should be open on that concept. What should be an easy pitch and catch that the Browns are not executing. That's not a hard play to run.
Agreed.
And we're messing them up. And like I said at the beginning, like it's not that we played terrible. Like there's things that they did really well. We moved the ball well, but when you turn the ball over on something like that's not your it's just bad. It's just attention to detail. Like I said, I mean, there's no reason to turn the ball over there.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of thing that kills you. Now we got lucky because they just went 3 and out, so it wasn't that big of a deal. They didn't benefit from it. It could have been worse. They could have put more points on the board there.
Yeah. So they go 3 and out. We get the ball back with like 5:10 in the half at our own 20.
Yep. And what do? We are in Baker's under center. We run a play action. We boot. He's got time to throw. He looks deep to OBJ. He's got single coverage as long as he throws it high enough. And OBJ goes up and makes a phenomenal catch. And that's been the only way that we can throw downfield because we typically can't protect for long enough unless we manipulate the pocket like that.
Which you mentioned in the preview. So OBJ is 6 receptions, 101 yards today.
Yeah, good bounce back game for him because the last 2 have been kind of crap.
Seattle challenged that, which really doesn't matter, but that cost him their second timeout.
Yeah, so 41-yard gain there. You had Chubb with a couple runs, got to 3rd down and 1, and that's where Baker went ahead and just did a little QB sneak on 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, pushed it forward.
You'd like to see that. Yeah, easy stuff there. Then it's 3 plays later, Baker hits Callaway for 10 yards, or I'm not sure what the game. It was a first down on 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, kind of on a broken play.
Mm-hmm.
Mayfield had scrambled a little bit and then found Callaway open, who made a nice catch. First down from the Seattle 12. At this point, the Browns were 2 of 2 on 3rd down.
Oh, okay. And this is
2 of 4. 2 of 4. 2 of 2 on this drive, though.
Okay, and this is the 2-minute warning. And then Chubb runs for 2, and the Browns don't run the clock.
Yeah, weird.
We snap the ball with 13 seconds on the play clock?
At least, yeah.
Yeah, and Baker forces this ball. There's no way that he should have thrown this ball, in my opinion. Gets knocked up in the air and picked off. Now, this one was on Landry's back shoulder. It wasn't a good throw, and that's where the defender was. So if anything, you're going to throw that ball in front of him. This one's on Baker, though. Don't even attempt to throw that ball, because before half here, you're up. You're winning what? At this point, you're up 20-12.
Yeah.
If you come away with 3, it's a victory. It's a smaller victory than the 6, but you come away with 3, you're happy. You go into halftime 23-12. They have an opportunity, but you could have ran the clock down. You could have worked the clock there some, and they kind of blew it.
Yeah. Also, it's 2nd and 8. I mean, you still got plays ahead of you.
Yep.
We had all our timeouts, as far as I remember.
Yeah, we did. That's the one thing they've been good at. They really haven't wasted a lot of timeouts this year, because there's often at the end of the games or end of halves where we're sitting there with 3 timeouts.
Yeah.
So they've done a good job of at least taking care of that. But what does Seattle do? They roll right down the field. 27 seconds left on the clock. Jaron Brown, was this his first or second? I think this might have been his second touchdown. Wide open, corner of the end zone. Number 35 on the what's his name? Jermaine Whitehead on the coverage on this one.
Yeah. This is the first one, by the way.
Roasted. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then that's basically the end of the half. We get the ball back. We throw one up like a Hail Mary, but nothing doing. And we go to halftime, and they're back in the game, 20-18, and they are getting the ball at half.
Yeah, after
that was killer.
Actually, kind of thought we played a pretty good half. 2018 probably wasn't our best score to go in at.
No, I mean 23-12 there. This is looking like a completely different game.
Yeah.
But the fact that you gave that up, you gave up points. You scored no points, and then they came right back down the field and scored 8 or 6 points there. I mean, come on.
Yeah, and you're coming out of the 2-minute warning, so you got to be telling Baker, look, we're going to run on first down. And Baker's young. Like, this is the shit that they don't get. But you got to tell him. You got to be specific with your young players. We're going to run to Chubb. Don't be in a big fucking hurry on second down. This is coaching. This is detail. This is the shit we're talking about.
So Seattle gets the ball at halftime. They have a hold on 2nd down and 7. That put them at 2nd down and 17, and Myles Garrett gets his second sack of the game. 2 plays later, they're punting. So nothing happened.
That ended another drive? Oh, he also fumbled on that one. It was a strip sack,
yes.
But we didn't get it.
That is true.
But it ended another drive. 3 and out for Seattle.
Yes, and so we start our drive, 40-yard line. Good field position, third quarter. Here, Chubb -2 on the first run, 2nd down and 12, Chubb for 6. So you get a nice gain to get you back in third and manageable. And then Mayfield rumbles for 8 yards. This is where he gets finds another hole in the pocket to get through and ends up picking 8 in the first down.
That's where he got injured, right?
It is, yes. Yeah. And then it seemed like after that, the offense really kind of sputtered. Once Mayfield got injured, they still has made some plays here and there, but it just wasn't the same. 2nd down and 10, OBJ for 20. That was another big gain out of him. Then 2 plays later, you had a 2nd down and 10. OBJ gets 8 yards, but we have an offensive holding on Hubbard. So that might have been the first offensive penalty. I don't know if we had an offensive penalty in the first half.
I think you're right. Yeah.
So the penalties really wasn't bad in the first half, but somehow we still came away with 9 by the end of the game. Or is it 8?
8 total. Yeah. I don't know. Total. I'm not sure what. Oh, no, 9 total, but I'm not sure what was on the defense.
All right. So 9 total penalties for 83 yards, but it was better in the first half. I was thinking, hey, maybe they've cleaned some of this up. And then that started to rear its ugly head again in the second half.
Right. 2nd and 20, a really awkward screen pass to Chubb.
Yeah, it was a weird setup. Seattle might have sniffed it out. They looked prepared for it. And Chubb, as soon as he gets it, he almost doesn't even have time to tuck it away.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, the ball gets knocked out of his hands. I mean, Chubb is not a fumbler. We know that. But it happens. Bad bounces today. It seemed like all the bad bounces went Seattle's way, and we couldn't. They were fortunate because of that, and it really hurt us. So Seattle picks it up, and they start their drive at the Seattle 42 now.
Nothing too bad till that Carson 28-yard run on first down that got him into Cleveland territory.
Yep, nothing there. And then Moore for 11 right after that. And then you got down to first down and goal on the 8. And this is where pass interference on carry, which was questionable. If anything, it's a hold.
Jesus
that is
Christ.
a hold.
That's a bullshit call.
The ball's not in the air. He almost missed it. I think the announcer even brought up, like, this did not affect the throw by any means. Like, you're allowed to get your hands on the guy at the line of scrimmage, but he didn't grab him and hold him.
Right. Shitty call.
Yeah. What are you going to do? Of many, yes. So first down and goal on the 3. Carson loses 3. Incomplete on second down. I wrote down Garrett, so he must have had pressure there.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, and then third down and goal from the 6. It's Jerron Brown. This is his second touchdown. He's wide open.
Yeah, they didn't get much pressure. And then
Russell Wilson bought some time in the pocket.
Yep, made it 25-20.
That put them up. Is that their first lead of the game?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So that's their first lead of the game.
I believe that's 19 unanswered points.
Mm-hmm. Yep, 25-20, third quarter, around 6 minutes left. We get the ball back at the 25-yard line.
What a series.
Don't really do much here. Yeah, this is a series. So second down and 8, OBJ goes for 18 yards, and we have an illegal man downfield. I can't wait to look at this because Freddie was hot.
Also, that's not even on Hubbard's side. I don't know where he's going. If you watch, I think Callaway is on the bottom. It's an RPO,
right?
Yeah. Callaway doesn't even move. He doesn't even release.
Mm.
So I don't know where the fuck Hubbard's going on the right side. Unless he thinks it's a run, so he's got a run block, but I don't know.
Yeah, but they're taught, there's a certain way they're being taught, so they're not going to get called for illegal man downfield because they know that there's the option. You're either running it or you're passing, and you know if you're throwing it, you can't be more than a yard downfield. So usually they try to go horizontal of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Once you vertical, that's when you get called there. So we'll see when we go back and watch that one and put a little star by it. Because Freddie was not happy about it. He thought it was bullshit. That made it second down and 13. Chubb with the reception, 12 yards. Hey, we get right back to third down and manageable. It'll be third down and 1. And a bullshit blindside block by Landry. Now, I don't know if the ref was thinking OBJ is the one that made the block because he actually was. His back was, he was facing his own end zone. Rather,
you have to be moving towards your line of scrimmage,
right? But yeah, he's facing his line of scrimmage, but he doesn't touch anybody. And Landry makes contact. I don't know. It makes zero sense how that's called.
Yeah, watch Landry's feet.
The only way this kind of stuff gets called is because you got so many stupid rules.
Right.
Everybody's confused.
There's got to be so much fucking safety now that the officials can't call the game because they're constantly they're watching all this side stuff. Landry's feet are moving towards the Seattle goal, and the Seattle defender literally launches himself.
Exactly. He doesn't.
The block.
Yeah, Landry does not initiate contact. The other guy initiates contact.
It's so fucking incredible that one was called. And then, the NFL is going to release a statement. Well, this one shouldn't have been called. And we can all feel better about it tomorrow when they apologize that they fucked up, but we still have an L. And we still, who knows? It doesn't mean that was going to be a successful drive, but we've got to stop these penalties that we don't. It's so obvious to everybody except the officials on the field. And we all have the luxury of replay. But someone's got to step in and go, oh, you know what? That's not an illegal block. That's a good block. Give Cleveland the ball 3rd and 1 instead of 2nd and 22. Like, come on. We've got to get this shit right. Somehow. Do replay. Don't do replay. Get robot officials. Do whatever you got to do. Just end this. It's so fucking frustrating.
So second down and 22, it's incomplete. And then third down and 22, Baker runs for 15, and we punt.
Just one thing to watch on this 3rd and 22, if anyone actually wants to go back and watch this game again, watch Landry as Mayfield, because Mayfield's kind of scrambling to Landry's side, and Landry doesn't want to hit the...
Oh, yeah.
He kind of gets in his way, and then, of course, he takes the hit, and Landry falls down. I think if he was trying to draw a penalty or something there, it's pretty funny. But you can tell that he's so pissed off that he got called 2 plays before. Watch that one again.
Yeah, so then
one.
he's
It's
just
funny.
setting a screen at that point. He can't
Yeah.
even, he's not trying to initiate contact there
Right.
at all.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Um,
So that's a 3
yeah,
and
so-
out for Cleveland offense.
Yep,
in the end.
and we bombed a punt from what I recall there, like maybe a 60-yarder on that one.
60-yarder. Jamie Gillen's only punt that counts because the other one was blocked. So he's 1 for 1 on good punts. Amazingly, the Browns only punted 1 time today.
This is what I'm talking about in this game. Like the Browns played the way the Browns should, except that we had 4 turnovers, and we had a couple penalties that didn't go our way. Like
Right.
this is the offense was good. It did good things today. It just shot itself in the foot by turning the ball over. So one of them was on Baker, and the other ones were on ricochets that you have to come down with. Somebody's got to make the catch, and then you have a Chubb fumble, which is rare, but you gotta it's gonna happen. You're never gonna have everybody go through his NFL career and not have a fumble, right? So it's
Agreed.
gonna happen. You're just upset. So I don't come away from this game and this is not the worst loss we possibly could have had. Let's be honest with it. Like they played well. They're playing a good team, and they were right there at the end. If they would have just limited those mistakes, this is a game that you really should have won.
Yeah, when we go back and look
So-
at it, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm upset that we lost, but at the same point, this is not as upsetting as only scoring 3 points like last week.
Agreed.
So where was I? Yeah, so they ended up so we punted them. It was a good punt. This is the drive where Vernon hits Procise on 3rd down and 1, and Devara Lawrence is there to recover. So
Huge
it wasn't-
turnover.
Huge turnover because they were kind of BS penalties, and it didn't really hurt us there. So you can't blame the penalties, as the reason why we lost this game, because we got the ball right back after those.
25-20. We're getting the ball back in Seattle territory. 1:01 to go in the 3rd quarter. Incomplete on 1st down, and a hilarious roughing penalty on
Clowney.
Clowney. But he did lead with his helmet. So
Yeah, he would turn into a bull. You just can't put your head down like that. If he just doesn't put his head down, then he's fine.
right.
Once he puts his head down and initiates contact, of course they're going to call that.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
That's a
yeah, it's a funny penalty, but it's a penalty nonetheless. It's not like it's just he literally put his head down into his chest. So we'll say the Browns take over. It's a Seattle 30 with a minute to go in the 3rd.
Yep, and we get down to 3rd down and 2. Okay, so it's 3rd down and 2, and I'm telling you, as soon as they lined this up, I knew what was coming. You see, there is an alignment where Chubb is not directly behind Baker. He's offset, and then you have OBJ. As soon as OBJ comes in to motion on this 3rd down and 2, the Browns are running the inside run. There's no way that if you've watched any film, which that's all these NFL guys do,
Right.
you know what's coming here. You're not falling for this. I thought this was just a terrible play call, and I get that Freddie's trying to play off of his other plays, but that was so obvious. There's no way anybody's falling for that there.
Yeah, I was frustrated on the 2nd and 2 to get nothing. You have an opportunity here. You're going, hey, we got four downs here. We're going for it anyway. Let's just run Chubb 3 times.
Yeah,
but
well, that's fine. I mean, sometimes you're going to get 0, but at 3rd and 2, I'd rather you just run a regular play than try to run I don't know. It just was so obvious to me.
yeah, I agree
That-
too. Yeah,
was
and they
dumb.
stopped Chubb for a -1 loss. So now we got a 4th and 3.
Yeah. 4th down and 3, and go for it. You have to go for it. This is where people are saying you got to kick the field goal because it will put you down 2. No, you have to go for it because Seattle's not going to stop scoring. You need to get 6.
Yeah. Also, it's a
have to
40-yard
get
field
6.
goal. Like it doesn't. There's no guarantee here.
There's no guarantee, yeah. And it's 4th down and 3. These are makeable, man. Go for it. So 4th
If you
down
don't
and 3.
trust your offense to get 3 yards, get out of the league.
Yeah, so 4th down and 3. Hilliard, Baker hits Hilliard on the little out pattern for, he's the swing pattern, and he just barely gets the 1st down, but it was a 1st down.
Yeah. What an awesome play by the line. Was that Wagner or Wright? Who was that?
I don't remember. I don't recall.
Yeah. What an awesome tackle.
Yeah.
to catch the running back. Hilliard actually he didn't really catch it super clean, which I think if he catches it clean, it's an easy 1st down. He didn't really catch it clean, and either Wagner or Wright, now I don't really remember, but somebody caught him from behind. It was actually a really, really good play by them, but we did get the first down.
So then we get to another 3rd down and 2 a couple plays later, and Al Woods jumps off sides. Just, you can't do it. You hate to see it.
That. After
thanks
a terrible
for the
screen pass, again, a terribly executed screen pass on 2nd and 3.
Yeah. They've been running some we've been running the best screens since the Browns have been back this year, though.
Yeah.
You're not going to be successful on all of them. Like, we've had some good screenplays. There was years where we didn't have one successful screenplay the entire year. So I'm not going to hate on them for running these screens. They're actually they're pretty good at them this year.
That's fair, but don't you feel like Chubb's going to get caught from behind every screen pass we throw?
Yeah, that's fine. But as long as he's getting a positive yard, like 4 or 5 yard gain or something, you're going to be happy with it. So 1st down and goal on the 7, Chubb goes for 0. 2nd down and goal, it's Landry for 6, and really tried to fight to get in there, just couldn't do it. That put us down to the 1 yard line. This 3rd down and goal, we're going to throw this another terrible play call.
The worst play call in the NFL is a fade from the goal line. It's the worst. It doesn't work. Look up the numbers. The fade is the absolute worst call you can do from the goal line.
And there's no other
play.
There's only one person that you do that with, and it's David Njoku, because he's a freaking 7-foot high jumper, and you get him out there with a safety, a guy that's going to be 5 inches shorter. That you do that when you have the impossible Jimmy Graham. Remember Jimmy Graham? They used to do that with Jimmy Graham. We'll just put him over there and let Jimmy Graham box out the guy.
Right. You can
do that with a big body guy. You can't do that with a guy that's 5'11". And he's facing another guy at 5. There's no advantage there. That's easy play. And again, you have to be more creative than that. You have to have a better play in your playbook than to come up with that on 3rd down and 1.
Agreed. Yeah. I mean, I understand. I don't mind throwing the ball. Don't get me wrong. I know a lot of people are like, why don't you just run it? I have no problem throwing the ball. Anytime a fade is in your playbook for any reason, like you said, unless it's to David Njoku's side, only in a single coverage situation where you've completely removed everyone from that side of the field, that would be it. And even then, I don't really like it.
Maybe if you ran it on 1st down or something, not on 3rd down. 3rd down is a must-have. So then we go for it, as we should.
This next combination of plays is the most bizarre thing that I've probably seen in the NFL in a long time.
Yeah, this is where it turned into just a complete, what is going on? What is happening here in this game? So 4th down and goal, Landry, they sort of pick for him. He runs the underneath slant. He gets hit. It looks to me, once he catches it, I'm like, how is he not in? That's what I was originally thinking. And then you see a fumble, and they're saying, and the Browns recover the fumble. Well, you can't advance a 4th down fumble forward, so the ball would come back to the 1 yard line, and it would be turnover and downs. But there's a flag because Seattle had 12 guys on the field. The whole thing is just a giant clusterfuck.
True.
The whole thing. So
go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
Keep going, because I would have some takes here.
So we're gonna have to, because it's a fumble, we can't advance it. That we're gonna have to take the penalty. So then we're like, okay, let's line up. I texted my buddy at the game. I go, we have no good instant replays. I said, did they show the replay up there? And he's like, it's a touchdown. At the game, they showed the replay because you could hear all the crowd going, yeah, they're cheering. That's a fucking touchdown. We line up, run right in. It's a touchdown. Easy play to Chubb, but Freddie had thrown the flag. So they go and take a look at it. How is it not called a touchdown there?
I don't know. At one point, the play clock had ran. And then Freddie's yelling at the official, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me? He's trying to call a timeout. Yes. Then the officials run over, and they're like, no, you don't got to use a timeout. We'll put 25 seconds back on the clock. So then he's like, well, fuck it. I was going to try to use a timeout. Now I'm going to challenge it, but I'm going to wait until we snap the ball where Chubb's going to walk in for a score.
Well, they probably didn't see the replay until then, because the replay they kept showing, at least on the they were showing, it was a terrible angle. They never showed us the replay right down the line until after the fact. Why aren't you giving us the replay right down the goal line so we can see if the ball if he actually got the ball over or not? They're giving us this low view where you don't have the angle. You have to have the proper angle, man. Come on. How hard is this? It's not that hard. You're on the goal line. You have to have a camera right down the goal line. Jesus Christ.
Both
dude.
sides
it's like,
of the
running.
goal line.
Who's doing this? Yeah. So anyways, so that's probably once they saw it, they're like, Freddie, it looks like he's in. Challenge it. Okay.
But
So
here's what I don't understand either. Like Freddie's screaming at the officials to get. So there's so much confusion over the fumble recovery.
Yeah.
That the play clock doesn't run because the Browns want to know if it's a catch and a fumble and we recover, is it a touchdown? Because then we don't want to accept the penalty.
Right.
So then the officials are explaining like the penalty you can't, or the fumble you can't advance offensively. So then they're like, okay, we need to accept the penalty. But we don't need to accept the penalty if you're going to challenge the play.
Right.
The whole thing was literally
That's what I'm saying.
took
It's a clusterfuck.
15 minutes of nonsense. And then we get to 4th and 1 anyway from the goal line, and probably the worst run play I've ever seen the Browns run.
Well, it's not though. It's fine because we know it works. You just ran it the play before.
Except,
so then
why would you run the same play?
Why would you run the same play? What is this, like 5th grade football? He's done it like multiple times this year where they come out and they line up. And then there's a timeout, and then they come out in the same formation, or they already sort of ran the play, but it was blown dead after the running. They know what's coming. You can't run the same damn thing.
They've done it multiple times this year. Run the same play out of the same formation, out of the same thing. Multiple
It doesn't
times.
make sense why the Browns can't find a coach that he's just smart. Why can't we just get a guy that understands the way football works and can figure it out? Why does every single guy we hire, he just makes boneheaded things. Next thing you know, you're handing the ball off at the 1 to your tight end. You're blitzing like Greg Williams on 3rd down and 20 and leaving Antonio Brown with your rookie cornerback 1-on-1. It's just stupid. Like this is what you should get fired for. That's the kind of stuff you get fired for, when it's just so stupid that you're like a high school coach. And this is no knock on high school coaches. They do work too. They're not that freaking dumb. They're not going to run the same exact play that they just lined up to run. Well, it worked. We'll just go on out and run it again, boys.
We need some fucking attention to detail.
It's such a lack of attention to detail this year. It's crazy. I've never seen something like this. It's that's the frustrating part, because we have the players, guys are doing the right thing today, and then you can't put points on the board. But you're lucky. So Chubb gets stuffed. You're lucky that you get a 3-and-out, and then one of the worst punts in NFL history on the Seattle drive. So you get stopped on 4th down. You give the ball over to Seattle. They go 3-and-out, and the guy punts it directly sideways.
In a panic, because he knows he's getting 0 time.
Yeah. And where they spotted it and where it actually went out of bounds is they gave him like an extra 8 yards.
That's what I thought too. Yeah.
Because that's the most unscientific thing in the NFL too. It's just like, it was over in this area. We'll mark him here. You can't. It was near here. We'll just say it was on this yard line. Does it matter? No, right. Fuck it. Put it down. $1
trillion fucking corporation, and we just have humans out there like, it's around here.
What do you think? Over here? Yeah. It's in between the 30 and the 15-yard line.
The biggest irony of NFL football is to put the ball down like on that Browns 4th down, and then you pull the chain, and it's like, you guys got it by 1 inch. And then on every other fucking play, you just kind of round it off.
Yeah, they're like, it was near here. And then they have the nerve. Like they'll put in their NFL commercials, they're like, this is the ultimate game of inches. Unless somebody punts it and you just go, well, it was near this yardage, like this 10 yards, where it's around here. Inches? No, we're talking about half the field. It was over in this area.
There's 60,000 cameras in this stadium.
Tennis, somehow they can locate. They go to tennis, they go, is the ball in or out? Let's check the camera and see where the ball exactly hit on the line, and there it is. And we have it in 3D imaging, and you get to watch it. There's a whole anime that they put up there for you. The NFL cannot figure out where the ball goes out of bounds on a punt.
Right. But, we're talking about tennis. That's a huge business. We're not up to the standards of the NFL. Once the NFL starts to make some money, maybe we can actually get where the ball goes out of bounds at the exact spot. It doesn't even have to be exact. Can we get it within 1 yard? I'd be happy with that.
It's unbelievable. So, anyways, after that, we just took a left turn right there, went down that street. Yeah, they punt. Or, they had their shit punt. We get the ball back on the 24-yard line, and first down, Chubb rumbles for 21. Looked fantastic, made people miss, as usual, doing Chubb things. First down and goal from
Give
the
him
3.
Fucking ball again.
Yep, they run it right again, and Chubb gets a touchdown. And we go for 2. You got to go for 2
Give him
there.
the ball. Give him the ball. Feed him.
Yep, you got to go for 2. Baker finds Harris wide open, and if you watch, Harris almost dropped that.
Yeah.
The ball's not even in his hands, and he's like making sure that he's in bounds. And I go, he almost dropped that. That would have been classic Harris.
Yeah. Luckily, Odell got fucking held badly on the play. Anyway, I think the play was going to Odell, and he got fucking held so bad. The officials actually did throw the flag.
Yep.
Declined. Browns up by 3.
Yep. 28-25, 9 minutes, fourth quarter. They get the ball on the 21-yard line. Chris Carson goes for 5 on first, second down and 5, and it's DK Metcalf for 12. I believe that was against Carey.
Yep.
Then we have a first down incomplete, and this is where Morgan Burnett had the pressure and the horse collar. It's tough. That's tough because Burnett actually has the front of his jersey and then but lets go and then grabs the back. I get the issue with the horse collar. I had a friend in high school that he got horse collared on a punt return, and the dude jumped on the back of his legs, broke his leg, severe broken leg, and it happens a lot. So it is a dangerous play when you grab a guy by the back of the jersey and jump on their legs. That's how guys get injured easily. Yeah. So you hate to see it, but that's their call. They're going to call that horse collar there.
Burnett's been in the league long enough. He has him down. Like he didn't have to grab him. It's just
I don't know if he makes a tackle.
Shit
if he
in full speed. You're just grabbing anything. You know what I mean? It's just
sure.
Yeah. It's always easy when we watch the replay and go, oh, why'd you grab it? You're just grabbing. You're just trying to get some portion of the dude and pull him down. But that was a big penalty. It took him to the Cleveland 48 with 7:50 to go.
Yeah, and then we come back right with another flag. This one was mysterious as well. If you watch it, Murray is at the line of scrimmage. I thought when he had his hands on the receiver on the defensive.
Yeah, but it hit him in the face mask.
Okay.
It was illegal use of hands.
Oh, it was? Okay. Oh, I thought it was just a defensive holding. Okay.
Nope, illegal use of
hands. Thank you for clarifying.
He got it up high on Metcalf.
Okay.
It was Metcalf.
Okay. So then get to 2nd and 8, and this is where Chris Carson breaks like 3 tackles. It's number 35. He misses the initial one. I don't know why I cannot remember his name today. Thank you, Whitehead. I you know why? Because I don't even want him on my team. Let's be honest. That's why. I don't want to remember his name because he doesn't deserve to be in there.
He has him. I mean, basically a 0.
Right.
Yeah, you're gonna get nothing out of that play.
So he misses the tackle. Then Mac Wilson dives, misses the tackle, and then Randall does one of those. Oh, I'm just a DB, so I don't know how to wrap up. Yeah. I'm just going to throw my body at you, and you're 230-pound Chris Carson. You're going to walk right through me because, I'm a DB. And I don't know what I'm doing, and just gives up free yardage. I'm about done with Randall, dude. I am. Like, I don't.
I got no problem with it. I ain't paying him.
I'm not paying the guy.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing enough.
Nothing exciting out of that spot to go, what do you want? 15 million or 12 million or 18 million or whatever the fuck you're going to get next year. Yeah.
Right.
You can find a new spot for that money. We can fill it in with, pretty much with whatever, but that takes him down to the Cleveland 26.
Yeah. And then you get down to 3rd down and 5. Lockett just beats TJ Carey like a drum. Easy first down. You come back on first down. You have the flag. Lockett scores a touchdown. There's a flag on TJ Carey, or TJ Carey's on the coverage there. Easy touchdown on the following play after that. 32-28. I don't know how long that one was.
No, Lockett got down to the 1 yard line. Remember
what he did was he was down at the 1. Oh, yeah. They overturned it.
Yeah, remember
Yes, and because I just kept it on there because I was like, what do you mean you overturned that? It was a touchdown. I don't even know how they overturned that.
Right, it ends up costing the Browns like 30. I was kind of like, well, just let them I hope they just kind of call it a score because it'll save us 30 seconds. Not that it mattered, but
Yeah.
they scored on the next play. So the Browns are going to get the ball back down 32-28 with 3:30 to go on our own 25.
Little Baker.
How about it? We got to get a Greg Robinson hold in this game, don't we? At some place.
He's like, I took a couple weeks off. I know you guys want me to, it's like going to you want, you're going, if you go to see like a Bruce Springsteen concert, you want him to play the hits, right? So Greg Robinson,
you better play Born in the USA.
Yeah, you better play Born in the USA. My hits is Greg Robinson as a hold. So there you go. I got it done. This is what you came to see me do. Hold people, and I did it. So there you go. You got your money's worth.
Right.
So he gets the hold.
First and 20.
First and 20. Seals Jones for 4, and then here's Hilliard. We don't need a third down back because Hilliard is going to take it over. He's going to take this job by the balls, and he's going to show you that he's every bit of what Duke Johnson ever was, and we'll never look back. We don't need him. We're not ready to get rid of Duke yet, but if we get a third round pick, we will because Hilliard's ready to step in. So it's not a perfect throw. It's a thrown on his back shoulder, but it's a ball that has to be caught, especially if you want to be a legitimate third down back in this league. But it goes right through your hands. It's interception, and the game is basically over at that moment.
Yeah, has to be caught in the fourth quarter of a close game. The Browns do not make the tough plays when it matters. So
nope.
This is where we're at. If you're going to Callaway with the goal line score. Like, he can drop that ball on 1st and 10, but you can't drop that ball on or whatever it was, 3rd and goal, and get it picked. Like, you can't drop balls when it matters.
Yep. And then they, we have time to get the ball back. I think we still have 2 timeouts, and then they just run it right down our throats. We can't stop them in crunch time.
Right. We used the first 2 timeouts, so it's 3rd and 7. We can hold them to a field goal. It's 3rd and 7. Metcalf just runs the out. LOL is what I wrote. LOL. Right in front of Carey. That probably doesn't catch it, by the way. But, of course, we don't have any timeouts, so you can't challenge it. And then the official just looks at the ball. What did you say? He just looks at the ball down?
He looked at it at the ground. Just said, there's a ball on the ground. I'm not even going to question how that got there.
Right. Don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I want to get out of here. I got a plane to catch.
Right. It's game over then.
Yeah. I got a date with somebody I met on Grindr.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Good, trying to get us canceled.
All right. So
I gotta cut that.
Yeah, so that's basically, well, it's not the end of the game. We still had a chance to get it back. They go Chris Carson for 4, Chris Carson for 5, 3rd down and 1, Chris Carson right through the middle of the defense.
I was expecting maybe a play action pass, so I was a little bit nervous. I didn't want to really sell out to the run there.
They're definitely not going to just try to put this game away. You're expecting everything but. And that's that. And now we sit at 2-4. How does everybody feel?
Well, I feel fucking pissed. I feel so much better of today's offense than I felt about the 2-4 Browns that I was scared to go in the break with.
I feel the same way. It's like you lost. It was a tough game. The offense didn't play its best, but they played good enough to give you some hope that, hey, if you play like this every week and you limit those turnovers, you're going to win a lot of these games, right? Especially against a lesser team. You're facing a good team this week. I mean, Seattle's 5-1. But if you play like this, you're not going to beat New England. You'll be all right against the Miami Dolphins. But when you're going to face a good team, you can't make these kind of mistakes. So there is hope. Feel good about the second half of the season yet because we're going to play a lot of lesser teams. But, boy, we got a lot of work to put in to get there. So I welcome the bye week.
Yeah. Well, I don't give a fuck about beating the Dolphins or beating the Bengals or a terrible Pittsburgh team. I mean, if we can't beat good teams, well, there's no sense in winning. But
right, but you just got to beat anybody that they put in front of you, right?
Agreed.
And we haven't. So I'll be happy beating bad teams. But yeah, you want to see us beat a good team. I mean, this is a game that you could have won and we gave away. So my son is in here being loud, so I apologize for that. So maybe we should wrap up.
Okay.
Do you got anything else, maybe?
No, I didn't really have much to say about the special teams. I think we covered everybody pretty well. Special teams was okay. Like I said, 2 of 3 extra points. Galen only punted once. You can't give up the block punt. And Hilliard had a good return. Landry only had 1 punt return for 5 yards. They only punted 4 times themselves. So.
Yeah, it was defensive struggle. The defense has struggled today. Offense has played pretty well. It just really comes down to 4 turnovers to 1. That's what it's all about here.
Yeah, I think I did call the over, so feel good about that.
Yeah, what was it? 60? What was the over? 40 something?
46, I think, yeah. 46 and a half. So
cleared it easily.
Easily cleared. Bye week, everybody. This very well possibly could be the last recording from the Baywater Studios. We will keep you up to date going forward.
So sad.
This
retiring the studio.
Be the end of fucking Tampa. I could not get out of here any faster.
Florida man who's out of Florida. That would be the new headline. Florida man.
Thanks everyone for listening, man. Tough week again. I know the officials sucked. Just following our Twitter and what people are, sending to us. I know you guys are trying to hang in there and you're looking for any kind of answers. We got none. We're 2-4, but it wasn't the worst week ever. So we'll be back after the bye. Well, we should probably have some shows in between, right?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
We got to do film review.
Yeah, we'll get a film review in. Everything could be late. We'll try to get a guest in here as well. That could be late. We got a lot of moving parts. Thanks, everyone, for hanging in there with us with some of the late shows and shit like that. Thanks for sticking in there. Shout out to our Patreon people, patreon.com/STS podcasts. Thank you so much, guys, for supporting the show. Greg, what is our Twitter?
Our Twitter is @STS Podcast, and our email is
season@gmail.com. Tough week, everybody. Greg, tell them what we say.
Keep on surviving.